Everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Miko. Today I'll be making Jamaican pumpkin punch. You'll need a cup of oats that has soaked for about 20 minutes, some condensed milk, bottle dragon stout, a cap full of white overproof rum, a bit of salt, can of suppligent, some vanilla, good old blender, our main ingredient, pumpkin, and let's get started. I've already had some water boiling, not a lot, just a bit of water that's boiling. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut my pumpkin and cut it into dices, and then afterwards I'll let that sit and cool before I mix it up in my blender. Be right back. So here I am slicing the pumpkin. What happens is the thinner you slice the pumpkin, the easier it is to cook, but we're not gonna boil it all the way out. We're just gonna sort of semi-boil it. Just cut it in dices, dice it like this so it's easy to boil. My knife is a bit dull, just as well. Pumpkin is very high in antioxidants. It's also a good source of vitamin A. It has about nutrients can be found in the pumpkin. The pumpkin seeds as well has nutritional value. You can dry it and you can dry it and add it to your smoothie or just snack on it. So now I'm adding my pumpkin to the water. You don't need a lot of water in it because you don't want your pumpkin punch to be runny, and you'll already be adding liquids such as the dragon stout and the suppligent, and the oats is already soaking in some water, so you allow this to cook. You can stick it with a fork to know when it's half cooked, and you'll also see the water color changing, kind of getting a bright orange or a bright yellow color. This again is pumpkin from my very own garden. So I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's cooked and cool, and then I'll be adding it to the blender. So here you have it. The pumpkin is cooked and it's now cooling. See, it's not too soft, not too hard, it's just right. It's cooling, and we're gonna use the same water that the pumpkin was boiled in when we're blending it. So now our pumpkin has cooled down somewhat, and I'll be adding my oats. That's a cup of oats that was soaked for about 20 minutes. It will give it body, and you know, oats is rich in fiber and it's also very filling. So I'll just put that in there and just kind of mix it up a bit, even though I'll be blending it. I'll be blending it out. So now putting my lid back on my blender. It's gonna be loud. It's the first time I'm using this blender. I bought it recently, so let's check it out first. Let me try out puree. I'm gonna try grating, smoothie. I'm now going to check the consistency. I know some persons like to add some nuts to their pumpkin punch, peanuts. I usually make my food for myself and my family and a few friends, but with this COVID pandemic, no friends will be coming over. So it's just for myself and my family, and I have an 11-year-old who is allergic to nuts, peanuts, pistachio, just nuts. So I try my best to avoid that. It has a nice consistency. At this point, you can add the supplement. Well, I have a son who is 20, so he'll be enjoying this, and I'll be separating this. I'll be pouring out some so I could add a Malta for my other kids who are below the age of 18 and they're supposed to be drinking responsibly, or I'm the parent who's supposed to be acting responsibly. But myself and my oldest son will be enjoying this. So now I'll be adding the can of supplement. People say they use Nutriment, Ensure, blah 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 blah. I stick with supplement. And you will notice that my blender now is full to capacity. I will not be adding any more liquids to this until I pour it out in the container, which I'll be serving it from. Then I'll add the others. I'm just gonna give this one last whip in the blender. Consistency is very good so far. It's not too watery, has a little bit of body, it's quite filling. And so anything else you're about to add, it doesn't necessarily have to go into the blender. I like my drinks right away, so I'm using this plastic container because I can put it in my deep freeze and it will be very cool very quick. So like I said, I'll be pouring out a portion of this for myself. And then I'll be leaving this for the other boys, or maybe a little bit more. They're kind of picky when it comes to eating. I'll just leave a little bit of this for them. And I'll add the remaining supplement to this. And my dragon stout. You can use Guinness if you want to. And I wash all my containers. I wash the bottle off and I wash off the can before using it. It's just a habit of mine. So I've added the Guinness, and you notice that it foams up a bit. That's alright. By the time you add, you keep stirring in a little. Make sure you get it combined properly, and you notice you can see the difference. The Guinness is on top and the pumpkin contents is at the bottom, so you just give it a little stir. Gradually it will be combined, and so what you're seeing now is actually the foam from the Guinness. So now I'll just be adding one of these big spoonfuls of vanilla, and my son tells me I keep saying Guinness when it's in fact dragon. I'm a Guinness girl. It's the strength that speaks for itself. And I'll be adding a cap full of Ray and Nephew White overproof rum. Yes, we don't leave out rum in most of our drinks that we make in the Caribbean. Rum to us is like a staple. So a cap full of rum. And for those of you who may be a bit lactose intolerant, that's where a pinch of salt comes in. So just put a little bit of salt onto the spoon. Kind of helps with that. And mix it up some more. Now for my condensed milk as a sweetener. Sweeten to taste. Let me just crunch this. First I'm going to pour like half a can of this. Yes, my half a can takes a bit long because I can actually see in the can from the other holes that I've punched, and I know that it's not half a can of milk as yet. So I just do that. So that's about a half. And I'll just mix this well. And then it's at the last point that I add a bit of nutmeg. And if you come closer, you'll see that all the foam is gone. And that's contributed to the brisk stirring of the mixture. It's not too thin, you know, it's just right. The oats will give it a bit more body the more it sits and the more it cools. So now I'll be adding some nutmeg. Just a hint of nutmeg. That goes last. You can either use this grater or I have another nutmeg grater, but since this one is handy, I'll just use this one. I like a lot of nutmeg. I actually do. And I like the fragrance, the aroma that comes from the nutmeg as well. Give this another brisk stir. And when it comes to punches like these, I love drinking them from my mason jar because the mason jar holds a lot, and I like to drink a lot of these things. Let me just taste this to see if it's sweet enough. Yeah, it's perfect.
Right.